over here at the Ram Man Inc. Don't forget the ink. Hey, I wanted to go over a couple things and basically just share some knowledge with you on the D100 and hopefully some little tricks that'll help you out, make it easier, and possibly save yourself some grief. So, you know, with the steering studs coming in from the reverse, it basically makes this thing possible. And so we've got to mount our plate, and of course we just use the two upper bolts and just bolt our plate right on, and then basically we've got to drill and tap these screws. And here's an example right here. This is basically at what do you call that, 10 o'clock position or whatever. That seems to work out for a lot of people. So here we go. We've got our spindle for the passenger side. And of course, we've got to give ourselves some little clearance right here at the ears where these castings are, this casting flash. You'll notice that I've smoothed this off. We basically need to remove about, well, these are all forgings, so they're not like a machine part. They're a little different. So 50 or 60 thousandths right here is all we've got to do for our rotor clearance. That's not very much, my friends, and just playing around. Now, if you happen to have a shop, if you happen to have one of these gizmos right here, I mean, this makes real quick work out of 50 thousandths, I'm going to tell you. Something like this, if you just got you a little drum sander or whatever, that'll do the job. Hell, even a drill with a gray or pink stone will do the job. It's not that big a deal. And for fun, my old man was really old school. I did it just to see if it could be done, because some people don't have anything. And with a good cross-cut file, I did one of these right here in approximately 8 minutes. Getting after it, I got it prepped in 8 minutes with a file. So, not a super huge mission. So that's what we need to do for rotor clearance on the inside. So here's our plate. And here's some more tricks. Of course, part of the assembly is the bearing spacer to move the bearing out. And here's our bearing spacer. And of course it slides on right here. Hopefully it'll slide on. And she did slide on. And I'll tell you something. Like, see, that one's got a big old gouge. I'll tell you something about these original spindles. All of them have deteriorated a little bit. All of them on a microscopic level. There's our inner bearing. Once we tighten it down, it'll get tighter. But I'm going to tell you an old trick that they used to use in the old days, and it had to do with machining clearances, and things weren't always dead on. And my old man told me about it when I was 8 or 10 years old. It's called peening spindles. And it's how to correct for, you know, wear and tear or spun bearing or whatever. But it's real easy to do, and it doesn't take any work. And it gives yourself some peace of mind that your bearing's really going to be set on there. So we take a really good punch and a little hammer, and we can literally peen where the bearing's going to go. We just make us a little indentation. And of course, on a microscopic level, it just forms a little deal like kind of like a volcano. That's literally all it takes. It's like 3 dimples. Kind of like safety wire where they used to drill the heads and all that and run wire through. Now, all of a sudden, that bearing stops. You can't push it on. Did you see how it just glided on before? Now, you've got to almost push that bad boy on. Well, let's go ahead and do it. Now, that's what we had to do. Now, my friends, you can bet your sweet ass that that bearing ain't going anywhere. And it was that easy. That bearing is set. And that bearing's there for good. All right, let's throw on our rotor. So now we've got our rotor on. Let's put our outside bearing on. Spindle washer. Spindle nut. Hand socket. There you go, my friends. There she is, and there's our rotor clearance right there against the spindle ears. So, there you go. One last little thing. These right here were the original steering stops right here, and just so you've got enough clearance on a couple of these, you may have to remove the steering stops. Of course, they just unscrew. This is another one just unscrewed, and you won't need them anymore anyway, because you've got the calipers and stuff, and the calipers will let you know. So you've changed the design. So sometimes you may need a little bit of clearance, whether you're running the 11-inch plates or the 1175s, and all you got to do is remove that little stop and you're good to go. Problem solved. That's about all I've got to help you for today. Hopefully this helps out on your assembly or your install. God bless you. God bless America. And happy Mopar.